love of my life in like 3 weeks because that's all I needed. She wanna go on a trip and retreat, but I'm sorry, I never retreated. I set the bar so high that you might
have... Football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets. Started, and we are underway here on EA Sports. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Ryan. His first look is incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So 2 incompletions have led him to an early 3rd and 10. Ryan. He's going to go up top again. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Falcons.
Down the sticks, and I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Yeah, that throw, my goodness. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll run for the first time with Michael Carter. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race. But how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And he finds Corey Davis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. This seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Carter will try the right side. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. The Jets with the football here to start. And now Carter going to be stopped up short. He did not get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play.
Waiting for the right time to unleash it, and boy, did they pick the right opportunity.
Inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Ryan. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that would get a wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Here's Coleman now to return. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The game plan, Charles, for the second half.
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Shotgun snap and a give to Carter. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. There's Wilson to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the Wilson on first down.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wilson.
He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Wilson to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Fabian Moreau.
And the Falcons are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. But it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Patterson on the carry. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
All right, just go ahead and say it with me. That was a
mistake,
yeah,
for sure.
Without a doubt, because at some point, put your foot in the ground, get upfield, and get down protecting the ball. Don't go out of bounds, because when you go out of bounds, you're really just helping the defense.
Yeah, not to be too hyperbolic, but it's like giving the D an extra timeout, isn't it?
It certainly is. Gives them a chance to regroup, and it means you have to snap the ball in additional time, which always means the possibility of a mistake.
On third down, it's Patterson. Pushing his way through and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. That's one they certainly wish they had back. A loss of 8. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. Finding some room at midfield. Cordell Patterson. Touchdown, Falcons. Cordell Patterson.
So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And how about the situation that we're in right now? Because this is the backs from the great backs, and that was an A-plus effort right there.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
And New York set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. Oh, now a strip. He loses the football, and the Falcons grab it, and that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, where they bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here, trying to make sense.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments in this one.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. Flushed out right. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, Wilson. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to
and like that, Falcons enter the near finals.
Game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.